Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I hope the festive season finds you well, and if things are not that great for you, hopefully this helps take your mind off things a little or something. So this will be my last video for 2023, and then I'll probably post a recap of like 2023 on the first. At least that's the plan for now. But I'm really excited to do this particular video because I have finally managed to catch up on all my journals that I have been backlogged since COVID. This is my 2020 journal, which I have shown in like chat ups and stuff, and it's finally done. It's been a long while coming because it's literally like it's been 3 years, but I finally finished this, and I'm really excited to do a flip through just to take you through it. So if you have seen these journals before, it's like my 2019 one. I don't journal like this anymore, but I don't know, maybe it gives you some inspiration as to something that you could try. I don't do this personally anymore simply because it's just I don't have the time for it. So this journal, before I start flipping, is the Kokuyo Jibun Techo in the A5 Slim, I think. I bought this in October, I think 2019, and I tried using it because the great thing about this one was that it started in November, so it had pages in November. So I started using it as a day-to-day planner first, and it didn't really work out, so I relegated it to a journal basically. So this is the first week of January in 2020, and we kind of started it with a bang because we literally got into a car accident on the 3rd, on the way to when I was on the way to work. So that was quite horrific. It was the first time I've ever been in a major accident. Thankfully we were all fine, but we were like the first car in like a 4-car chain collision on the highway. So I was very late for work that day. So met up with friends, got new paint, bought my sister a sewing mannequin for her birthday, and then the subsequent week, I think Chinese New Year was quite early this particular year. So we had I was working at a florist at a point in time, and we had like a flower arrangement for Chinese New Year that we were selling, and I really liked how I shot it, so I did a little sketch of that. And then I met up with my friends. We were supposed to go rock climbing, but I couldn't because I had whiplash from like the accident, and then a lot of stuff from the accident was like MRIs and physios and stuff like that. So more physio. I think physio took up a lot of my time during that period. And at this point in time, I was still writing like roughly like maybe just within that week, like at the end of the week, I would like do this whole thing. So it was still quite reasonable, but yeah, you'll be able to see when like I stopped doing it every single week. So this was Chinese New Year week, and as you can see, I tried writing like 新年快乐 in like really bad Chinese. This sticker is from Kokuyo themselves. And then I ordered a flower arrangement from another florist that wasn't the florist that I worked for my house. This was all pre-cat, so it was like a bunch of like different orchids, which was very nice. So I kind of like sketched it in. I think there was like for Cynthia, which is not an orchid, and then we had Oncidium and various other types of orchids, like orange ones and red ones. So it's kind of like really nice gradient, very festive. Then then as part of the Chinese New Year festivities, so we had a mahjong day with my girlfriends, and then the subsequent day, my husband had mahjong day with his guy friends. So yeah, and then we had physio, and then February started. So February started with the last physiotherapy session, more mahjong, and then more Chinese New Year nonsense. So as you can see, this was like very full, and then it started going to this was filled up more recently, where I can no longer remember what happened because Yeah, I can't. I just really can't remember what happened. So I just did like the highlights, which was yeah, because this was when we started prepping for Valentine's Day and things got busy. So I remember we had I had this hotate scallop chirashi bowl at Donburi King at Paliva Quarter, which was very nice. So I tried to sketch it. Then my brother went to the army. Then flowers, more flower stuff. I got new pens. And then this was Valentine's week, which was very busy. So it's quite themed, I guess. And then I got a new rope thing from this brand. Local brand. So I put the tag in here. And then the week after, we had a day. Oh, my boss closed the shop for a day. So we went on a company road trip kind of thing where a bunch of us, where we basically went to different suppliers and nurseries and stuff. So that was very fun. And I got new paint, yeah. And so I went to the nurseries on Wednesday, and then on Sunday I dragged my husband there. So we went to get like more stuff like benches and all, where to basically do up our balcony in our old house. We no longer live there because we rented it out, but back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, that was this is still there actually. We left it for the tenant. So this one I filled out earlier than these because they are very well filled out still, reasonably. I think I did this last year. So I did like a bunch of monstera leaves here. I was very ambitious. I wanted like houseplants that were aesthetically pleasing in my workspace. This was all before I had cats, by the way. And so I bought this like variegated leaf thing, and honestly it died so fast. It did not work out for me. Yeah, but I was very into like the whole plants thing, plants, house, flowers aesthetic at that point in time. Then I bought new shoes. So this was the first time I bought another sole, which is a local To Me brand, and it was great. They're very light. The only thing is that I have wide feet, so it really did not work out for me. There was a Rusty place at Haliwa Quarter that I think has since closed down, but we really enjoyed it while it lasted. And then there was a bunch of vernaculars that were really gorgeous, orange ones. So can't remember what arrangement we used it for, but my boss brought it in and I really liked them, so I doodled them in here. So again, this is one of the more recently filled out things that I can't really remember anymore. So wait, what's this? Oops, I think it's a sticker that fell out. Oh no, this is a really old sticker though. Like you can see that like it's no longer sticky. All right, I'm just gonna check it. So this is I can't really remember what happened this week. I do remember that we did some housekeeping stuff at home, so that was fun. And then that work was not fun because there was a lot of like packing and filing going on. This one I did again, like if you see it was very neat and tidy. This is something that I did much earlier. So we had a gothic bouquet that week, which was very special because we didn't really do anything like that. That was a very fun arrangement, and it was quite interesting to shoot it as well, to have the right mood. I remember doing a lot of editing in post and like having to dress all in black for that. That was quite interesting. And then there was this is period of time where I was doing a bit of a website analysis thing for work. And also when I got into skincare from this local team brand, I am still using their stuff right now. It's great. And yeah. And then more branding work for work. And I think this was when things started getting a bit complicated. Like we tried getting into like Paliva Quarter. It was really hard to get in because of, I think, potentially because of COVID. I'm not sure. It's a bit early for COVID stuff though. Oh wait, it is, yeah. So like they imposed like limits on how many people could go in and stuff like that. And that was when we tried to go after work, and the queue was so long, we gave up and we went home. Yeah, then instead we went like really early the next morning, like literally when doors open we were there, and like we managed to get the stuff. So I remember stocking up on a lot of like lentils and things like that, thinking that like just in case, like at least I want some like non-perishable protein in the house. Yeah. And then there's some shopping going on here. I was buying acrylic containers to revamp my bathroom, and had a bit of friends over and stuff like that. And this was basically when we we went into lockdown like here. So I remember the day like our prime minister announced it. I think there was like an announcement that he would make an announcement, like he would be addressing like the public, the media and everything at like 3 or 4 p.m. So I was like, okay, I want to go to the nearby like grocery store to pick up a couple of things, like just because like I wanted to pick up some things because it was a Friday evening, and the queues were so long. It was madness. It was just like everybody was queuing because like everyone suspected that we were going to lockdown. There were these people with trolleys full of like toilet paper and like I don't know, laundry detergent. I really don't even know. I was like, but those things are not perishable, guys. Like honestly, you can live without toilet paper if you're living at home. Just use a bidet. Anyway, so the subsequent week circuit breaker started, and I did write this quite early on because it's very neat and tidy, but I do remember this week fairly well as well because we started circuit breaker and then we went back to work a few days later because as an online business we could still operate, and I spent a lot of time after work hours organizing like photos and stuff like that, because once the orders were out I would go home instead of like taking up space in the office. And because then there weren't any like clients who would walk in. But what I want to show off here is that I'm really proud of how the Kelly looks, like the whole I hope that the camera is picking this up well, the whole shiny, and but also how nice the hairlines are. And I really like how Liberty looks like here, which is kind of ironic because like we had no rights, we had no say. Okay, that's not true, but yeah, I just really like how all the swirls all came together here. Liberty was our second nature collection that came out during that period that I quite like, so I did put down here as a note. I was still into their stuff at the point in time, so yeah, this was me buying that. And then because my husband couldn't go to work, I was making him food to eat like while I was at work. And one of the things that I started trying to make was overnight oats. So I had these like little jars, and I would paste like what I put in on the top of the jar, and I'll be like, let me know what you like, which one you like, and like save the sticker of the one that you like so that I know what to make again next time. And this was basically the recipe that he liked the most. The one that he liked the most besides this was the one where instead of honey I put in Nutella, but I didn't do that as often because I was like, that's so heaty. Anyway, so yeah, and then like our blue pea started going rather insane at the point in time. So this was time when we did some expansion stuff at work. A lot of things happened at work at that point in time. Mother's Day that month was very, very insane simply because people couldn't meet up. And so the gifting businesses which I was involved in basically exploded. So we were very, very busy. But the other thing that I started doing also was virtual online yoga classes because I thought it was a really good deal. So the studio that I attend, which is the studio that I went with virtual classes for, it's like, I think it's like $13 to $20 per session, like per class, and like for in-person classes. But during COVID, because like everything was closed, it was like $8 per virtual class. So I was like, you know what, let's just use this opportunity to like try out things and see if I like it. And if I like it, then like, when we go back to in-person classes, I can do that. And yeah, there was a bit of a ranty here about like crazy people in like retail. There are always crazy people in retail, but that year's Mother's Day was particularly bad. And let's see. So we did a lot of takeaway during this period simply because we couldn't go out, like we couldn't dine out. So there's a lot of takeaway. I mean, you could still go out and get food. You could still go out and get groceries, but you weren't allowed to loiter and you weren't allowed to go out and meet up. So yeah, it was quite busy at work and like just couldn't do much. I also went a bit crazy on shopping, and this is when all the orders started coming in, because like I ordered stuff from Stickerific in Malaysia, where they had their own lockdown, which they called the MCO, and then I ordered paints from a local maker, not just decorative kinds who I love a lot, and then I ordered essential oils and brownies from another maker. I ordered shampoo. Yeah, I ordered a lot of things during this period. It was a bit ridiculous. But thankfully, June was when things started easing up a bit. So we weren't in lockdown for that long, thankfully. Things started easing up a bit, and then we started shopping a little bit. I mean, we still couldn't dine out, but at least I can't really remember the phases, but I know things were easing up a bit. Then I got more ribbons, and after I got my ribbons, I finally did this big weave that I have. I have posted pictures of it on Instagram before. This is like my most complicated weave to date. I should probably get back into weaving like these things just for gifts. But I do like the spread simply because of like the patches of color here. This was supposed to be this ink is supposed to be Emerald of Chival, I think, but I think the glitter didn't come out, sadly. Or was it this one? It might be this one that is Emerald of Chival, but the glitter didn't come out. One or the other. Anyway, so because I bought so many watercolor paints, I also had to get a palette to store all of them. And then we went to phase 2 pretty quickly, where things started easing up even more. And I wrote this down here because I felt it was very let me see if I can get the camera to pick it up. Here we go. So I wrote this down because I saw it on Instagram during this was Father's Day weekend, and I saw this quote that I thought was quite appropriate. It says, your father's upbringing and trauma doesn't excuse the harm he caused, which is something that I felt was worth remembering during this period, because I'm just sensitive about these things during these periods. Yeah, so I thought it was a nice thing to put there as a like reminder. This one is kind of messy. I like the vibe, but I think I did not write this very well because I cannot even read some of my own handwriting. It's a bit squirrely. So got a bit of Happy Mail here with new paints, I believe. And then let's see. Oh, I did a course with Castro from Ink. So we did writing numbers with a dip pen during this period. That was very fun. And then I think my boss gave us a bonus. So for going through that whole hellscape period of like really extremely high orders. So my best friend and I went back shopping. I wanted to get myself a nice bag for like day-to-day use. I still have that bag. I ended up buying a furla, I think. Yeah. And then because it was the end of like Pride Month, I did like a rainbow here, kind of to mirror the rainbow at the start. So like there's a rainbow here, and then the rainbow like closes here. Like I like the mirroring going on. Then I did this one in shiny ink. So hopefully your camera can pick that up a bit. Yeah. So this was in July, and then I went back shopping, and I finally bought it on the 1st of July, I believe, because I have it here. Yeah, it was the Furla strip. And I also started doing birthday cards with shiny ink and floral illustrations. And July was also when my husband started his new job. And then we also had an election that year, which was quite surprising. I remember there was a lot of contention around the election because we were saying that like if you have a poll where the numbers are probably going to go up and it will be a bit messier, it will not be that great. So it was quite contentious at that point in time. So I remember I did, because polling day was on a Friday. I remember I went to and like my legal address was still at my parents' place because I hadn't gotten around to changing it yet. I know it took a really long time to do it. Basically what I did was I went to I had yoga, but like I didn't want to go over to my parents' place that early. So what I did was I was doing yoga behind my brother while he was like on Discord and gaming, and he was like, "There, what are you doing?" And I'm just there, yoga. You told me I had the room to myself, and he was like, "No." Yeah, so that was quite funny. Anyway, I slept over that. I slept over that night, and then after that, I went home the next day, and yeah. So the subsequent week was not very happening. I got a new book, and then I went to my friend's house to play mahjong again. So you can see things are starting to lighten up a bit because I have time to play mahjong again. I got my first expensive swimsuit here. I recognize this pattern. It's the Valencia by August Society. Very comfortable, reversible. So one side is black, one side has this pattern. I love it. And this was also when Taylor Swift's folklore dropped, and it was really good. So it's kind of semi folklore themed here with the trees and all. It wasn't 100% intentional, but there is that. Then I got new the Creative Kinds paint. They also sent me like a couple of samples of like new colors that were coming out soon that I swatched here that I really love. Yeah, so pretty. These are slightly duochrome. So if you saw my 2024 setup video, these are the paints that I used when or the Lucy in the Sky, that's the one that I used when I was doing my tabs. This week, I met my friend for dinner because it was her birthday, and then that was probably the highlight of that week, honestly speaking. And then August started. The first week of August is always very, very messy because my brother's birthday is on the 2nd, my friend's is on the 7th, my husband's is on the 10th. So there are a lot of birthdays in this period. So I remember trying different yoga classes for some reason, and then also having a lot of birthday celebrations. So we had dinner for my best friend on the 6th with her boyfriend. I remember we accidentally twinned. So I based like the twinning outfit is the basis of these like illustrations. I went to Omote at Thompson. Then after that, on the 9th, it was very, very messy because I had we celebrated my brother's birthday at my parents' place first in the afternoon, so we had cake, and then in the evening we went to my husband's parents' place to celebrate his birthday, which we also had cake for. So a lot of cake that weekend. And then on my husband's birthday itself, we went out for lunch. I think dinner. I'm not very sure. Dinner. Yeah, we went to Fat Cow for dinner, which is this I know it sounds very uncomplimentary, but basically Fat Cow is a Japanese style beef restaurant that we really like. So we went there for dinner, and then I did a bit of a de-stash of things as well as getting a new pen. I also had a Zoom date with my girlfriends that weekend. Then the subsequent week was this week. Okay, this week is a little bit funny. So this was the week that I was really desperately trying to find either a cream or brown blazer that worked. I couldn't decide between a cream and a brown from Our Second Nature, and like basically I tried 5 different blazers and they all had defects. So like I went to the store and I think they had like 2 cream and 3 brown, I think, and basically they all had like something wrong with them, and those are all the pieces that they have left. And no, I think it was like two, and then like one was the one that I ordered online that came or something, and like that I wanted to exchange because there was like an issue with it, and I was like, what the heck? So I think I ended up taking the one where the defect was under the lapel, so like you couldn't really see it. It was just like a bit of a stitching thing that wasn't that nicely done. So I ended up keeping them because I really wanted the color. And guess what? This is August 2020. I haven't worn it yet. It's still sitting in my closet. So that was quite a funny like tale of five blazers thing that I still remember. So yeah. Uh yeah, then I ordered pizza on Friday. I can't remember why, but my delivery driver recommended this place because he does delivery. I think he was running ops for them, so he said like, "Oh, the pizza is not bad at all. You should try it." So I ordered it. It was really good. So anyway, I got it really early on Sunday because I finally found someone selling a 50 ml bottle of Okuyama because Sailor downsized their Sailor Gentile inks from 50 mls to the small like 20 ml, and the price difference was like not that much. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and find these in like the old bigger bottles because that would be more worth it. So I finally found Okuyama, which is what is making us swaps actually. And I went all the way to Beauty World station to get it. It was like quite a long train ride, but I mean, it was one train, so I just sat there. And then after that, I went to get some stuff with my friend, and we went out. And then I spent my evening binge reading Crazy Rich Asians again. I don't know why I keep reading it, but it's I guess it's kind of like a mindless thing that's easy to read. So that's that. And all right, let's take a look. I have no idea what's going on in here because there are no highlights. We're in August already, so that's quite fast. I had like a weird thing going on with my eye in the week, so I took I think half a day off, and then I continued art supply destashing. My sister stayed over, I think, and then on Saturday we went to visit my grandma, and followed by lunch at Yishun, and then we went up to Woodlands to Raw Market Shop here, which they do really nice like vintage vibes kind of stamps, stickers, a lot of stamps mostly, stamps, stickers, washi tapes and stuff like that. Mostly stamps and stickers actually. No, wait, sorry, mostly stamps and washi, not so much on stickers. I'm not sure if they have stickers, but yeah, so all these like little bits here are all from their store. They have a bit of paper as well. Then I got my order of Wonder Nights and Merry and Bright from the Creative Kinds on Sunday, so that was exciting. Oh, so in September, I was very ambitious and I wanted to do a 90-day challenge inspired by Casey from what's her name? What's her I forgot. Oh yes, Blood Latte. So I wanted to try it. So I did keep it up for a while. I tried starting it, and then like I went to sleep deficit, so that was I feeling quite rotten. Had some mahjong with my friend, had a Zoom date with my other friends. Actually, Zoom date with friends plus one more friend who was in Australia at the time. And then we finally had in-person yoga, so that was very fun, very different. And this was not a good week. I had some issues that week that I will not talk about. And then I met up with some of my other friends. So as you can see, things are starting to open up because like we could meet up with people. So I was a bit grumpy this week, but the highlight was definitely when I met my cats. So this was the week where I went to meet my cats. So that's when I met Salem, Luna, and Cosmo. They were like this small, maybe. They were very, very tiny, like super small. And now they're like if they were to lay down here right now, my entire screen would be black. They are somewhere outside. So they were really very cute. I wanted Luna and Cosmo the most, honestly. But well, we ended up with all three. So we ended up deciding to take all three of them. But Cosmo was supposed to be a foster. And this was the week where we were preparing for them to come home. So we were buying litter, we were buying stuff, we were arranging for meshing of windows, ordering gates from Taobao to kind of like have extra layer of protection for the sliding doors and stuff like that. I think this was also when I first went for Brazilian, which was interesting, and then I treated myself by going for a gelato after that. So this was day 30 of 90, and I'm not sure how I wrote here that I'm not sure how I'm doing. Honestly, not really seeing any radical change, and just struggling a bit with staying on top of it all. So yeah, that's something that I definitely think about. Like, I am not that much of a fitness person, so I'm not sure whether I was actually doing anything worthwhile in tracking all that. So this was also a week that the kittens came back with us. So their official gotcha day is the 3rd of October for all 3 of them. And yeah, that was when they came back, and they were making a lot of noise and being very cute. They adjusted really fast, but I put that down to them being really young, so they did adapt very quickly. So this was also the week that my 2021 planner came in. So this was when I got my Mozari. So this is from the Mozari packaging, and I kind of like cut it out and put it here just as a decor thing. And I got a Happy Meal package from Nana, which is who is one of the owners of the Creative Kinds. And then my sister came over to visit the cats. A lot of people came over to visit when we first got cats, because they're like, oh my god, you have cats. Yeah, so there's this part where I go like why are cats like this? Basically, because they're kittens, they're very adventurous. They like to climb around. They like to hide in things. They actually destroyed our couch, which we discovered later on, like a few months later, that they like to climb into the couch. So like the bottom of the sofa has a mesh kind of thing, and they basically made a hole in it and climbed into it, so they can hide in there. So we actually ended up like pulling out, like taking out the entire layer of mesh, so that they couldn't just like hammock in that thin layer of thing. Yeah, it was quite ridiculous, honestly speaking. So so this week was uneventful. Yeah. We attended a wedding, and that was probably about it. Yep. And then the cats were very messy because they shredded the toilet paper overnight. Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty uneventful week. Honestly, the most eventful thing was probably waking up in the morning, going downstairs, and realizing that the cats had shredded an entire roll of toilet paper. So I was getting a bit more shoppy again during this period. So I got new paints. I ordered Colourpop for the Star Wars series, and then I bought collars for my cats. And then I ordered Raw Market again, in part for Nana and part for myself. And so I layered like the what's this, the name card, some of the ephemeral, I don't know how to pronounce that word, here. And I also got some stuff from City Lux for my Secret Santa. Oh, I also apparently at some point ordered a Hobonichi 2020 for 2021, which you may have seen in my trove of failed planners. And basically it came with this fella. So this is the cover that it came with, that I kind of like tried to replicate here. So I got it because it's 3 cats and I have 3 cats. So this is a archive shop cover, because this cover originally came out in I think 2017, but they made it available again for the 2021 batch, just for that period. So I got it then, and then let's see. Oh, I met up with my friends again and bought some stackers because it was 11/11 sales for my jewelry. And then The Crown Season 4 dropped and I binged it. How is Season 6 already out? So, we had a signage drop at this point in time for weddings, so I was like drafting it, and it was finally approved. And then the Baby Yoda thing came, so once again I took the packaging and pasted it in. What was this? Oh, we launched the Christmas collection at the point in time. And then, I had some difficulties with singles that made me really, really grumpy here. And what's this? I went for sugaring on Saturday, nothing much here. Oh, and then because we were going for yoga studio stuff, there was a certain amount of, I needed a good mat towel, so I bought one from Yogi Toes. This one I ended up giving to my mom in the end. And then we did some Christmas stuff, and there was this was the lead up to Christmas. So the signage was for a wedding that was on the 5th. So I did set up in the morning, and then after that, because I had to go do the tear down after, I basically went shopping first, like in town, and I came back in the afternoon to do the tear down. Yeah. And my friend took me out for dinner, I think, as an early birthday kind of thing, because she was traveling. And then, what's this? We played ping pong with the cats. That was fun. Table tennis with the cats, basically. And then over the weekend, we went to so we got Sunday bathing then, which is very, very nice. And then that weekend, we went to a pop-up thing near my father-in-law's office. It was literally next door. So free parking, yeah. So that was great. And then my husband and I had a squabble on like the 13 over what is a basin and what's a pail, because I was like, can you pass me that basin? And he was like, what basin? It's like, no. And then he brought me a pail, and I was like, no, that's not a pail, that's a basin. Yeah, that was quite ridiculous. Anyway, so this was, I think, the last Our Second Nature collection that I bought, and I really liked it, so I kind of like half immortalized it here, and I kind of like themed the spread around it. I actually really like how the what do you call this? The numbers turn out. Not really the 14, but the rest of them, I kind of really like the gradient and how this turned out. So I was very into satin shoelaces here, so I got a lot from AliExpress, got my nails done for Christmas, and then was debating over the kimonos for this print, whether I wanted in the light print or the dark print, or both. I ended up keeping the light. And my friend finally came back from Australia for good, so we delivered some traditional pastries to her that because she was quarantining. And this is also when we sent Luna for sterilization, which started a week from hell, because we didn't know she was in heat. So basically what happened was that it set off the boys. So for the subsequent week till the boys went to get sterilized, I don't know why we booked the appointments 1 week apart, but we did. Basically that 1 week, right? For that 1 week, they were basically like screaming their heads off every night, caterwauling that they wanted to, find a mate. So that was very tiring. I got new paints. This was my friend helped me coordinate the purchase of them. Had lunch with my siblings, and then my husband took me to this very fancy Japanese restaurant called Tatsuya at Gold Park Hotel for lunch. That was on my birthday, and that brings me to the end of the year, where I met my friends for a tea at TWG. We did a bit of like gift exchange, and then Cosmo was hilarious on, I think it was probably Tuesday night, because I was going out for yoga. I came home, was going to go out for yoga, and then I basically, in the time that it took for me to leave, attend class and come back, he managed to move his e-collar from around, the soft e-collar, from around his neck to around his waist. So he basically looked like a ballerina tutu, so that was quite funny. And yeah, that pretty much brings me to the end of 2020. So this is the sum total of, I mean, this is not the sum total, but like it is my 2020 journal finally completed. I'm not super satisfied with it, because there are some pages that as I flip through, I feel a bit like it's a bit wasted, that there's so much space, and I'm like, why can't I remember more about these days? Maybe if I had written them earlier, it would look something like this. It will be more satisfying to look through. But that being said, it's kind of a what's done is done situation. It's been so many years, I really can't remember every single little like nitty gritty thing about how I feel and how I felt. and how I feel about how I felt. So it's something that I guess it also says something, right, about like the distance that I guess time brings and stuff like that. So this is this journal done. I'm going to archive it with the rest of my journals now. And then after that, I don't think I'll be coming back to this style of journaling because it does involve a lot of work. For me, in my opinion, anyway, because it was a lot of saving like ephemeral bits here and there, placing them so that they look aesthetic, painting in any illustrations that I wanted to paint. So things like, so some of them were fast, but some of them, like like layering this so it looks nice. That's one thing. Doodling this in, waiting for it to dry, and so on and so forth. Like it does take quite a lot of time and commitment. So as much as I enjoyed doing these, I don't think that is a style that I will come back to anytime soon. But I mean, it is very fun to look back on. It was very fun to do in that moment. And if it's something that, you know, you feel like you'd like to try, definitely go ahead. Like what I recommend with these is that to how to do this, I would suggest is to always pencil and stuff. So the reason why I could write all these things in like so much later was because even though I miss dates, I would have like little scribbles of like in pencil of like what I did on which day. So at least I have something to jump off on. The other thing would be to keep like little bits and bobs that happen to stick it in. So things like packaging, like this is packaging from my paints, this is cards from friends, these are things from this is from like the rope that I bought basically. So little bits of packaging. And I mean, if you have a photo printer, you can print photos too, but at that point in time I didn't own one, so I did a lot of my own sketching. I do wish I had kept up with the sketching, but I guess I did not, so it's not meant to be. So yeah, that is probably what I would recommend if you want to try this. You don't necessarily have to do as much color as I did, but I did use this as an opportunity to use my fountain pen inks. So that is definitely another consideration. That honestly, the thing about using fountain pen inks is because what I might have currently ink may not suit the upcoming week, and then having to change that pen is change the ink in that pen is kind of like, it feels kind of a waste if like the ink is still it's still quite full. So yeah, that's another thing that bothered me when I was doing this. So yeah, I mean, these are things that you can take into consideration if you want to do something like that, if you like to do something like that. It's quite fun, honestly. It's just that in my current stage of life right now, with the amount of hobbies I have, it's just and the amount of things that I want to do, this is just not the style for me anymore. But yeah, I hope that if it inspired you to try it out, definitely give it a go. Vertical journals come in many shapes and sizes. So there's this, which is the Jibun. I think it does come in a slightly smaller size as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then there is also the one that I was using previously, which is the Traveler's how do you call it? Traveler's Factory Notebook. Moseri also does a vertical planner. Let me think. Just off the top of my head, the Nothing Planner is also vertical. That's from Taiwan. The Take a Note Planner is also vertical. There are probably a lot more out there that are vertical that you can check out and go from there. So that is about it for this flip through. I hope you enjoyed my little jabber about and looking through my journal with me. And I will see you in the next one, where I will be doing basically a 2023 planner update, 2024 I guess like 2023 review into 2024 kind of situation. And yeah, I hope this was enjoyable. And because I want to show off how cute are the nails, I'm quite proud of this badge. I did this myself, so I'm quite proud of this badge. They are very festive. I'm not planning to celebrate Christmas much, but I do quite like that. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna cut myself off here before I keep going on. I hope you have a great rest of the year, and I will see you virtually, I mean, on the 1st. So whatever it is, take care, and I will see you next year. Bye.